Hanif. I came to Islam, inshallah, 24 years ago. Before this, I was a heavy metal punk musician. I grew up, had a good education, but I was rebellious. I was like a human version of Iblis in the way that I rebelled. I would not bend my neck to anything. I questioned everything I was taught. I questioned history. I questioned that there was history and there is his story. There are truth and there are lies. And I rebelled against the British way of everything. I never drunk, I never did these things, but I thought I will rebel against the system, against the governments that I think are unfair. I will do it through music. Alhamdulillah. So I did music that criticized the government, criticized the society I lived in, thinking this would also make me happy. Happiness doesn't come from the outside, happiness comes from within. And now know happiness as water, as life itself comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. At the time I thought I could make myself happy through the music. I thought following my own ideas and the ideas of others would make Islam, would make my life complete. So what did? I played loud music and I deafened a generation. I'm tattooed and I was pierced, and way before all the people were doing this thing. Now it is commonplace. Then 20 odd years ago it was unusual and it was very uncommon. You can see by the holes in my ears. They are not from fighting in Afghanistan, astaghfirullah. Unfortunately they are from my own stupidity. But we did these things, and we live with the consequences.
Would you like to just show me a bit of your chest? I could see some tattoos in your neck.
Oh, this would be difficult. But if I say that the tattoos goes from here right the way across and down.
No problem. There's no aura there, anyway. So we could just show me your neck a bit.
Oh,
that's all.
Wow.
MashaAllah. I understand that you were half Irish, and that the father side. Subhanallah. Let me just take a. Subhanallah, la ilaha illallah. You could imagine what a person he was when he was at that time. Now at the moment I just said to the brother that he had some light in his face because of the light of the hidayah, the nur of the Islam, the guidance, or the darkness of that heavy metal, what he said. It was satanic way, wasn't it?
And yes, I would say it was. I would also say that it was done through anger for various reasons. Anger at society, anger at things that I didn't understand, anger at that there must be more in life than just property, money and health and wealth. These things are, everybody says this is the meaning of life. I've always thought there was a God, and I always asked where he was. I looked at every ism. I had a good university education, but I argued against everything. And at the end of the day I looked at Christianity and they were saying about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has a son, and I could not accept this. For if Allah needed a son, that would mean he has a weakness. He is in need of an heir. If you have a son, you're going to die, he takes over. Why do you need this if he's all sustaining and all powerful? So this did not make sense. I looked at the Hinduism and they worshipping the statues. And I said to one, if I break your statue, will your statue come and hurt me? I didn't even know about Islam. And he said, it would be a terrible thing. So if I throw your statue on the floor, it will kill me. I thought this is ridiculous. It is a nonsense. I looked at Jewish religion. I thought, well, I can't be this because this is not just a religion, it's a race as well. And I'm not of that race. So how can I join something I'm not a part of the club? It didn't make sense either. I thought God created everything, not just one people. I looked at all these different philosophies: Marxism, ism, schism and ism. And at the end of the day, all they are is man-made, manufactured, made by man for man's ego. And this I did not understand. A long time ago now, subhanahu wa ta'ala, I was walking along Kensington High Street and a brother had a leaflet and he was doing a very early version of dawah. There was no dawah 20 odd years ago. There was very few Muslim reverts. I don't like the word convert. Convert is to change. To revert is to go back. I have gone back to what my natural inclination should have been in the first place. There is no room for a convert. So I took the leaflet and I saw the word Islam and I thought, what is this thing? Whenever I was very little, my grandmother, because I grew up with my grandparents, took me to Hyde Park, and I used to see Arabic graffiti on the wall, and I used to like the script. I used to like and I used to wish I could understand what it said. somewhere deep down inside, that must have stayed with me. Because when I got this leaflet and it said Islam on it, I wanted to check this out. Then there were very few books on Islam. I found one, and it was Ghulam Salwa's Belief and Teaching in Islam. In its first edition, it's now in its 9th or so edition. It was very primitively, a primitive edition then. And I read it. And alhamdulillah, I saw the script again. And I thought, so it's this religion that has this script that, spoke to me from a young child, that I thought, what is this thing? I was good at art, and I thought the script was beautiful. And of all scripts, it is the most beautiful in the world. And I looked at this thing, and I read, and then I read one thing. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد.
They weren't expecting that, mashallah, from you. The way you sound, mashallah. Mashallah, tabarakallah, tabarakallah.
This changed my life.
Yeah, subhanallah. And you know the meaning of it, mashallah.
To say that Allah is one.
Yes.
To say that anything that has a creator is a creation has to have a creator. You don't have multiple creators for something. If you have an architect, you have multiple architects. They all have infighting. They all fall apart. Excellent. You have to have unity. Ikhlas.
That's right.
To say Allah is one, the absolute. He has to be absolute. If there's not absolution, if there's not completeness, then he is partial. If he is partial, he is not the Lord of all. So he cannot be the Lord Creator. He begets none. Of course, we are his creation, separate from him, intact as a creation, but separate in our creation. He doesn't need a son, he doesn't need daughters, wives, or all the clutter that we have on earth. And nor is he begotten. How can he be made of people or of something else? If something created him, that must be more powerful, therefore that must be Allah.
So that had an impact on you.
And like unto him, there is nothing. This is what had the impact.
Right.
Because to say, unlike unto him, in the whole universe,
nothing
in the whole of everything, we can only see as far as our galaxy with the Hubble telescope, we can see Crab Nebula or whatever. This is as far as we can go. Now, beyond that, how many universes are there? And beyond that, how many universes are there? And the 7 heavens, etc., etc. If there is nothing within the light years and thousands of millions of light years, there is nothing equal to him, and there is nothing like him, then he is Lord of all. And if he is Lord of all, then what am I doing standing on my feet? I must be on my face.